Welcome back, guys, and hope you enjoy the newest edition of the Easy Dubs podcast. For y'all, this is episode 3. For us,
Episode a million.
yeah,
It's been a long while here. Long while, a long delay, Like some people was actually messaging me talking and stash up on this program, cause like I said, I always teasing our next episode, and after I come out to be failure, so then I come on, apologize and things. You understand? People actually begging for podcasts and things, so people like to hear we talk, so just go and continue how we gotta continue.
You
So
exactly. We
So
gotta
you
continue.
have a normal course after yeah. Then we have Phantom.
yes,
Man,
sir.
you don't know. We have Dupes. And I have a very special
Dukes,
guest with me, my partner from a long time. Trinity College's best school in East. Probably the best boys school in East, but you know it is.
In Trinidad.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. Name is Don.
Your name is not done. Your name is not done. No, I do. We not
K-
start enough a podcast with cap. We don't do that. We don't, we
KC
don't have
boss.
a
Former KFC
this
boss.
KC
Saint
boss.
Francis.
Also, I mean, he can't be named Don. He's not the source god, right?
Not the source.
This man.
His name is Saint Francis. He have a generic crappy first name, so we're not gonna get into that. So, Francis, tell people about yourself, a little insight.
Mm. What's some good insight? Um,
A bit about
Nothing
yourself
really. Just a young man on his grind, trying to pursue, you know, his purpose
in life, right?
in life.
I understand. I see. So, okay, so, I think me and Fa, a little interesting talk off camera, you know, Francis was letting me know about this discovery or this journey as he go
Mm-hmm.
about himself, within self development. So dive a little deeper into what you're talking about, Francis.
Mm.
Everybody.
Uh, I think talking about the point where I was focusing on like helping like young men improve in life
Mm-hmm.
because I believe like out of the population right now in both genders, like men are the ones that need the most help. So I think that is something that I would like to do. I have something in the works right now actually. That I can bring
Why?
up now,
Why
I
do you
guess.
think? Why do you think men need more help? Like
Or
why?
I okay, so I think men need the most help right now because women have more of a natural advantage at this point in time in their
Mm-hmm.
lives. Their early 20s when you still have your youth on your side, your beauty on your side, like your natural looks and those things on your side. It's much easier in a social setting to get like things like social acceptance and those things compared
Mm.
to a guy um who like it's much more difficult for a guy at least at this age to get social acceptance and those things, especially if the guy has nothing. Like if the guy now finish writing exams now to school, um probably working his first job, which is like pushing trolley or something, nothing too major, the guy is still in school. um is like they don't exist.
They don't exist.
They don't
What?
exist. And I start feeling like so many guys I know share the feeling of just feeling invisible. And
Mm.
bear in mind some guys have made themselves invisible, like the guys who would stay home and play game whole day and like just wouldn't do anything with their lives. But have some guys who like actively seek out that like social acceptance and attention and those things,
And
and
don't get it.
like yeah they they won't get it. Mm.
just because they male.
Yeah, just because they are male. You could take women in the same situation and who stay at home, do nothing but like scroll through something like TikTok or something, and like all they have to do is like post two pics on Instagram and dopamine hit for the day. Some people rush to the comments or the post a status on WhatsApp and
Wait, wait,
a
wait,
bunch of
wait,
guys.
wait, wait. Before we get cancelled, well, you keep in mind, this is not for all females, you know. It's
Yeah,
still our
true,
True, this is
true.
females.
not.
Listen,
This is not
let him
agreed.
plug his stuff.
Agreed.
there's not 100% for the whole global females. It's just
Yes, it's not an
majority.
accurate representation
Yeah,
of
just
the
Agreed.
majority.
population.
Agreed.
Make this claim right in email. Just slap it on me.
One time, yeah, stop
So,
Definitely.
on one thing.
I
Definitely
wanna play.
agreed.
I
It's
wanna
not
play
all.
devil's advocate a little bit, right, Francis? Because you said, you know. So you think, like I said, like Phantom said, right, they don't apply to all females, right? So Francis, then when you think about why you think make it so hard for like men as compared to like you said, a woman just post a picture, however, she looking good, however, everybody love her compared to the man, right? So why you think it had that gender gap in the way, like how people is thinking
And
now?
social acceptance
Yeah.
um is like it's a lot of factors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel
And
like
now,
you can boil it down to like three main factors. Like one being um the way how our social dynamics work, where like men normally are the ones who go out and like seek stuff, and they go out and um like it's easy for a guy to validate a woman, like
damn.
just go out and give like compliments and those
Yeah,
types of things.
I think
It
Mm-hmm.
that
comes like more naturally to a guy, whereas like a woman wouldn't just so come out and like compliment a guy out of the blue. I'd also say like standards. Um
standard.
a lot of women want men or seek romantic partners that are like out of their dating pool or out of their dating market. So you have like this kind of hyperinflation, like where a lot of women are like put their value higher than what it actually is.
Wait,
Um,
Ah,
hold on, hold on. So what you saying, right?
you
So he's saying these women fantasize about men that they technically shouldn't be with. Like that we're trying to say, like, so
I'm
when
I'm
like
saying that
out
there
of
are
this,
lots of women who okay, so it's have a lot of girls out here and women
Mhm,
who would say, I want a guy like this, or
mhm.
my standards in men high, but a
you
lot
won't
of the
say you
times
won't
it's
say the
like,
same
Manually,
you won't say the same thing for men though. And so some
yeah,
men will
but
be like,
I would say more men willing to settle and date down and go lower than like
but
their level than
yeah.
play
women
devil's
or
So
equal
advocate,
you're
to
trying
their
to say
level.
woman does
but
always
to
date
play
up.
devil's advocate,
You're
like,
trying to say
Majority of
exactly.
women always date up. Like majority of women don't want a guy that's like below
yeah,
them.
but to
Like
play
some
devil's
would be willing
advocate, like
to settle for a guy on their
some
level,
girls,
but
some
mhm,
females, right, suggest that how men just thirsty, men savages. That's why we would. That's why some men will date down from where from their quote unquote class or whatever, just for some just to get a little smash or whatever and go. You think what I'm saying?
mhm,
You
Okay.
understand? I in particular, you say that, you understand what? I know some circumstances where that could be true. You understand what I'm saying?
agreed.
So it's like, and for females too. So like, but like, I was saying, just to play devil's advocate, like, they will say that, men just thirsty. Men just thirsty, yeah, right? All I believe that, is men just can't hide it as good as women. You know what I mean?
True.
But,
But
yeah,
you do
some
think
is,
that like tools this come from like a scarcity mindset though, where like majority of guys just like not accustomed to getting like female attention and stuff. So it's like the girl not as nice as like your actual standard would be, Like
Mm.
you can see the flaws, like you can glaringly see the flaws. This happen a lot. You see a lot of guys where they willing to settle with a girl with like huge flaws, but the only settling because they're not accustomed getting that kind of attention. So it's like as soon as they get it, it's like
And it goes
instantly.
back to what you say with the social acceptance. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
you have a point in terms of like, because like within basically everything you do, I guess, when it comes to society, I mean, like, I guess you can say that they have a closer eye on women physically. I mean, but I don't know, bro, because it's like you saying that men men fiend for the attention, right? Like they want to be noticed by women, right? So what do you think? What do you think, based on the woman's side? Like, do you think that they want to be noticed by men, or they
Yeah,
just glad that the people, like,
Is a psych.
definitely,
It
definitely
could
want to be
Hold
noticed
on,
by
hold on,
men.
hold on.
it,
I have like a slightly different view on it. I
Mm-hmm.
think like while women definitely, want like the view of the men, I think
mm,
men don't just do it for like the view of like women, but also like of other men. You understand? It's like
True.
this unspoken rule about like validation. Like
Mm-hmm.
we see you see like in like uh socially not accepted to be attractive, conventionally attractive male, right?
Just
With
say ugly.
hey,
I
wow,
men feelings, right?
that's crazy. It is in the
with
eye of
with
the beholder.
with a very nice woman, you understand? Like you're gonna start questioning yourself, asking a bunch of stuff, and like you really like think a million thoughts just like off of that, right?
Yeah,
But
is he rich? Is he
exactly,
driving? She blackmailing? You know, some men be
exactly,
thinking.
exactly, and then there's like a level of validation because like sometimes as guys it's way easier to go and just talk to another guy, right? So you feel that like this person like has like more testosterone. I'm just using that like as a metaphor for like being more alpha or something than yourself is, and it's a really weird dynamic that we don't really talk about in society.
Guys,
um
I honestly believe in terms of like that because you can never know what going through people's head, right? And I feel as though it don't matter like what make you think that like why the interest in the person, but I rather admit it than be in doubt and that will actually happen. Like if you like this person because they have money, then just say that. If you like this person because you personally find them attractive, physically, just say that. If you find them attractive mentally, just say that. If you find all of the above, just say that. But like, don't try to put yourself in a box, right? Denying people what denying people what you already know, which is a fact. Like you're a gold digger. Okay, you're right, bam, just get over it. You like people with money. That's all. I got that life. You understand what I'm saying? You like what you like. You can't, as a person, you can't tell the next person to not like what you like. Because, like, for example, I may find this woman attractive, and you may not find she attractive. But that that don't matter because I find that person attractive. You understand what I'm saying? Sorry, people
somewhat matters. It somewhat
just
matters.
no, it does not matter.
oh,
If I that's the thing, people society plays up I think on that where people or outside attention matters. Like they put the importance of how I can look for this girl. I personally don't care. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't care. Like even though my attraction to women, like give or take, they're more on the side of me, the more on the side of like me cheating. You understand what I'm saying? But that don't matter because any days it's both of them in a relationship, not everybody. You understand? Because who nobody, all of them, you're not sleeping with all of them. You understand what I'm saying? So like as I was saying, is like as long as you find that person attractive to you in whatever sense, you understand? As long as you can admit to yourself that, bam, I like this person because, you understand? Then all that fine and dandy. You understand what I'm saying? I think people just be beating around the bush, talking about like you're getting called out your name, and after you notice, you know for a fact that is what happening. And then you don't want to admit it, that is just make the situation worse. That is why people just get labels. Like just say what it is. I could see an unattractive man without attractive woman. Like I could be
The
like,
guy.
wait, but that man, she way out of you. How you get through? Meanwhile, she probably thinking,
Ah,
yo, he have money. Oh, I
yo,
like his personality so much that I willing to overlook that he not as nice as me.
Oh, yeah, that's
Something like that. You understand what I'm saying? But as long as more the more you admit it, is the more you'll feel better about yourself.
cool.
That is all I really have to say about all that. But let me get back to your
Side note,
self
sorry.
discovery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
One quick thing though, I slightly disagree with you saying it not mattering because
Mm,
I like I understand your point like from the like in terms of like the relationship dynamics, yes. I don't think it
mm.
should matter. Like it shouldn't let like outside noise affect like your perception of the person that you are attracted to or in a relationship with. But it does matter for like how you are viewed like in society. Like let's say if you was to go with a I don't know a girl with like extremely high body count or something that like a lot of people in your community then like the perception of like who you are as an individual and like your standards or your taste in women and how people even view like other men and other women, I mean it would be like a negative view because it's like
Yeah, but then
you're
it's
willing to
really up to
settle.
you. It's up to you. It's because like, and then it's still up to you. Like even if you okay, even if like from before your mindset was, I ain't not gonna be with somebody because they have so much bodies, right? But and then after you find this particular girl, so like you, even though you gonna know the mindset, you know what this, you don't want to be that girl with this amount of bodies. But then now you finally see this girl and you thinking that she's the one, and then she have amount of bodies, right? You understand? It's up to you to be like, am I going to stick with my same mindset? You
Mm.
understand? Or am I going to love her about who she is because I was already attracted to her, probably physically, probably mentally. You understand? Already invested. So it's either you willing to overlook that or you willing to stay with your same mindset. It's still up. It's not because like, okay, a man can come up to you and say, you see that girl that you kissing? Yeah, the anti German thing already. You understand? Now,
Like if a guy was to come up to me and say that like I don't know
no,
I'll
I tell you, I ain't gonna lie, it go sting a little bit, you understand? But it's really up to you.
Mm.
So if you take that, because any day, like, you understand? Because it's any day, you meet she. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
You don't know
understand.
what going in. You don't know what going before. You don't know what going after. It's up to you. It's up to you if you will take on all the noise around your head to dictate your lifestyle. You understand? But don't get me wrong, eh? Sometimes outside help does be good, eh? Because, like, especially if somebody not treating you good, right? And your friends letting you know about that. And after you find like you open your eyes to see that you're not getting treated good. You understand? So sometimes it be good. Right? Both of you genuinely happy. And people just trying to like hate on you for no reason. Yeah, I think like you should look like you could take in criticism and then look for yourself. And if you don't find any problem with what both of you doing connecting, then it should not matter to a soul. That is just how I see it. So we on. So back to self discovery.
Mhm. Well, like that's about it. Um, then I have like a couple of things in work right now. Like something I want to get into is like mentorship. Like I want to be
Program.
able to, yeah, I want to like start a mentorship program where like one-on-one sessions like every other week, meet on a
What
Zoom
is
call,
what's the demographic you're looking at?
ages 17 to 21.
Oh, okay. You say even 21 yet, bro. Alright.
Yeah, even though I'm
I
not
guess I'm
21 as yet, I
it's a
have like
maturity thing, a maturity
yeah,
thing,
it's
yeah.
a maturity thing. It's genuinely a maturity thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, I guess it I I guess when you're talking about only meals, right?
Yeah, it's only males.
That's a good
For
thing, that's
now,
a good thing.
for now.
No, so it's not to make it sexist or anything. It's just at least you're giving back to society. That is you
Mm,
could see that more than others. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't know like okay, I guess we will close out this chapter.
Instead of having empathy is better to have understanding. So like you could understand a situation, you could understand the like emotional. investment in the people and those types of things without letting the emotions like overwhelm you or letting the emotions impact you so much like you feel it on like a emotional level like that especially as a man and this might be mm, somewhat taboo but the reality is as a guy um you need to be able to have that balance of being able to like understand others' emotions and being able to um act accordingly with like how and act accordingly with like how other people would feel about certain things and be able to fit into like certain social norms and all these different things but at the same time not getting so um attached to the idea of like emotions and helping fit into like others. Ma- Basically, not pleasing everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a guy, that is really important to have the ability to be able to like give some but not give everything.
I think there's a
It-
good ability for everyone,
mhm.
not just men.
Agreed. But
You
like I
can.
said, right now in my life, the focus is on helping young men, right?
uh,
I understand what you're saying, but especially, and the reason why I say especially men though is because, um, like when women are more emotional, like I think that's actually a good thing because,
good thing.
yeah, it's actually a good thing. Like from a nurturing perspective, like a woman that
No,
tends to be like real emotional and stuff tends to be like really territorial with like their kids and real protective of their children and like it's a sign of like good motherly
Mm.
qualities. Like you have to
Mhm.
have like some those types of emotions in order to be a good mother. At least that's how I
Mhm.
view it. All right.
mhm.
Whereas as a guy,
Yeah.
you being like extremely emotional and stuff when you were like expected to like be like the head or you're expected to lead something is not a good thing because eh,
Same point all that
y-
soft man shit.
yeah,
Like
you and your wife
man, yeah, man.
arguing.
How you trying to do that?
Yeah, you and your wife arguing over something, and then like you just break down and start crying or something. Like that, she's
Yo.
genuinely going to look at you different. It's the same way like how
How you man
society looks
business?
at men when men ask for help. We live in a society where you
Will
would
Smith.
get the help.
Will Smith.
Yeah, you exactly. You would get the help. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you won't get help. You would get help. However, like people's perspective of you changes as a guy when you ask for help compared to as a woman when you ask for help. And it's just the way it is. Is it right? No, it isn't. But that's just the way it is. It's so much different from when a guy is having a mental breakdown compared to when a girl having a mental breakdown. I can
I mean
even
that's
give
a
an
fact.
example. First in school, one of our friends, um, I don't want to call his name, but he had like a couple mental breakdowns. He was in our class. I could think about like too much. Like he used to get in a lot of fights and those things, and like it used to lead to him like screaming and like crying and getting like really upset. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and like when he broke down, it was a joke. Like everyone would
It
just
was
be
just a joke.
like laughing at it and
Mm.
like making fun or light of the situation. Whereas like when I've seen like and I'm guilty of making funny situations as well. So I kind of might be right. Whereas like when a woman breaks down, it's like the world comes to her rescue and she isn't looked at as more weak or looked at as less feminine because she had that breakdown
She
because of
by
how we
crying,
attach
but crying in a
what
corner by herself.
emotions should be. Yeah, I wouldn't say, as a guy, I would still reach out for help. However, I would advise at least.
You have to be aware of the people you're reaching out for help. You can't just reach out for help from anybody.
You don't
Cause
think that's
see,
something that should change though? Like the fact that men are born and raised to show little to no emotion, right?
I
So we
don't
will
think
be
that's saying true though. I think
considered
this
weak.
saying
no, I think it's a good
I
thing,
think it's more
as
the reverse in
no,
this
no, it's
generation.
a good. If you think about it, it's a good thing. Cause as Francis said before, the man's supposed to, be able to keep calm while leading the situation in the family. Keep us calm head and thing.
Right, but
But in this
Yeah.
generation,
some
you just
people will
take
blame the
it too far.
patriarchy on that. Some people, boy,
No, but also like there's
but
like the
I don't know
extremes of
about the
things
feminine
too.
and the Me Too movement. So like
Yeah.
that talking about being the breadwinner, being the thing, bro, man, forget all that
No, no,
crap.
no, no, no. But
Not
besides being the bread and
Now
and
like
thing,
uh,
like
but
there's the
gender roles
extremes of
alone.
it too. Like there's the
Yeah.
extremes of it too.
yes,
You have
you're
you have
right.
to
That's what I was
consider that
saying.
So
It's
that's
taken too
nobody
I
far
would
fighting
say
these
I
that.
would
days.
say like in our parents' generation, you can see it a lot. You would see like a lot of
Agreed.
children come from families like where their fathers like would just be angry for no reason. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then would just be like hella upset and abusive all the time. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
it's not really particularly good, right? But that's like what it is.
Mm. But that's why I would say it's the reverse now.
Yeah, but
I
that's the
don't think
only. But no, no, you know the funny thing. But that's the only emotion that is highlighting men. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
understand? People being
exactly.
angry all the time.
Anger and stuff.
So like
Exactly.
you just now say it was a joke. Like perfect examples. Will Smith basically, Will Smith why basically he say I own you and I don't care. The man break down. He become a whole why me. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we
Exactly.
name is Tyrese
Even
wanna be a good father, teacher, and then he can't teacher. Instead of cry, he became a meme.
mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. You understand what I'm saying?
But I would
And
say that there's some differences now though. Like in our parents' generation where like masculinity and like the toxic version of masculinity where it's like no emotions and it's just being a savage. Like I don't think it's like that now in our
Oh,
generation and
no
even like the
emotion.
generations to come after us. Because I feel like now it's at least in Western cultures, um
The
it's been
yeah, I
indoctrinated
would
and
say the
ingrained now.
definition of
mm,
Yeah.
masculinity changes with every generation.
Yeah,
mm, you
definitely.
see,
I find men today are way more feminine, like way more feminine in general. And feminine, not in an, I don't want people to perceive me saying feminine like a negative way. It's just that they have more feminine traits. I,
Traits.
I would
when
say.
you define a feminine trait, so you can't just be like,
No,
oh,
no,
for
no. Yeah, no,
every
no. Well, you
vibe.
could say exactly because if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, when you think man, like you think traditional man, you think big, tall, strong, kind of muscular, beard and
Wait,
stuff, right?
I don't
That
think
those type
I
of
don't think he
features.
talk about the physical traits too.
you know what I'm saying?
Everybody have a certain amount of masculinity and femininity within themselves. It's just some higher for other people, some low. So you could have a girl who
That's what I try to understand. What you mean by more
tomboyish,
feminine qualities?
real tomboyish, and you say she have a more masculine side than feminine side. Like that's what you're trying to say.
But if you born male, right?
Yeah, because the tomboy girl characteristic is to just like a boy and a man.
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
what you mean by masculine. But feminine, you mean like softer, again, and take charge and, you know.
No, but
Mm-hmm.
and these days clothes are subjective. And some men wear
It's not
interesting
only
things,
clothes, it's not only
and I
clothes.
know more.
I say some
Well,
girls will be
it's not
more
close. It's more so and when you say like masculine stuff or feminine stuff, you have to look at it from a traditional side because that is like the benchmark for it. Whereas like everything in modern society today is kind of like
but hold
against
on,
that
like
benchmark. If you understand what I'm saying. So
yeah,
like a feminine trait is that like men today are like more nurturing. We show more emotions and those types of things. Is it a good thing? Yes. Would I say that
Nobody
too much
cares. So.
men on the extreme of it? Yes, I would say that. But no, because that is where I would say like from a social perspective in terms of like how all right, so what women will do, and I don't want to branch all women, right? But what a lot of all right, let me not even say women. What a lot of like these modern day movements push, they would like push things, but they wouldn't push it with balance. They'll just be like, we want this, so we want men to be more emotional and those types of things. But it isn't like a balance with it where it's like we want there's a difference between a man being like emotionally intelligent and like a man just being emotional.
Mm.
Like
emotional.
I think what majority of people want is like emotionally intelligent men as opposed to emotional men.
Others
Because
say they
I find
want
like emotional, yeah, I find like emotional man is like almost as bad as like the guy who
emotional
butters
guilt.
everything in and like explodes. Because
All
one is
that.
like an angry abuser, and then the next one, I have family members like that, like one of my uncles is like a guy who cries every single day. You know?
I believe that you have to have some kind of balance. 'Cause honestly, when
Mm.
I talk. I talk logic, but I understand emotion. You understand what I'm saying? That's why certain combos I might not carry on. Certain combos I might keep more wording. You understand what I'm saying? But as long as
Emotional
I know
intelligence, that is the
that trying to
difference.
get, yeah, as long as I'm not trying to get a point across, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, bro. I like, cause like these days I wishy washy too,
But what if
cause
one of
like
them
you
say
know,
you're
yeah,
mansplaining?
cause
What is
you're
mansplaining?
saying you
You
talk about
what?
emotional intelligence, but then there are these skills here that's where like there's where you do there's where you do certain things, right? They're not telling you what it is. They're not giving you no hints. You just have to watch the face and be like,
Yeah, and just be able to
all right,
tell
let
from
me pick
yeah.
a card. Let me pick a card. Let me pick a card. Is this card? She said no. Is this card? She said no. And then vex. Vex with you. I know you are the tick. You are the tick all your brain power to do something to make she feel better about herself. Like sometimes they'll be say like we miss the signs. Sometimes even the guilt side too. Like I know like some of us men will be out that time and understand what I'm saying? Like we just be
Hmm.
like sometimes we just say stuff that we don't mean but we just say it to get she vexed. You understand? Sometimes we just act a kind of way. Cause so it's you know, I don't know what it's
Maybe that
it's a skill kind of thing. It's always a fun no. Seesaw.
we could argue that it
Hmm?
have men who could be able to understand the woman more than other men. So it's like,
Yeah, we could have. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
all
we
men do
could,
that.
but
Could
sometimes they'll think we's Professor X or some shit. But
have.
if it's a like you were saying, if it's a emotionally intelligent person, you'll be able to tell, what going on and be like, okay,
Like
think it through your brain.
as much as I want to claim, guys, I not purpose like that. You can't get everything you like. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
obviously, can't guess
Like
everything,
I know you could talk. You understand? Like sometimes just be like, I know you could talk. You understand? You understand? You don't have a speech impediment. You understand what I'm saying? And like you could talk. And
Get
yeah,
it wrong and
and
get
just be like,
vexed.
this little thing,
Like, you gotta
this
be able
little thing
to
that you don't notice something,
understand.
and sometimes the little things are the big thing. You understand? I feel we need a whole course in that, just at all. Like
What?
as human beings, not male nor female in general, male and female, and any other
I
gender.
feel like
You just don't understand each other at all.
part of the cause of that problem is like the whole social media point. What tends to happen is that people spend so much time like
Stereotypes.
online and on the internet and stuff that they tend to like apply what they see on the internet
They
into the
they
real
Sure,
world
they
as
they
if
make
it's the
real life
real
story,
world
they make
yeah,
when that is
the
not the case.
yeah, I
It's
they
understand.
make
definitely not the
they
case.
make the fake thing the reality. So it's like how you could
Exactly.
how you could adjust to reality when you falsify it. Like they
It's
make
like
That's how
yeah,
it's had so like TV shows like back in the early 90s used to get like base off of like real life events or like real life things, right? Like I was saying sitcoms now, but then after what started happening is like you had like TV shows getting based off of other TV shows. Or like you had it happening in like animation and stuff too. So it's like it come like they create their own universe where you don't have to rely on like the real world for inspiration. Like a movie could just pull from a next movie. Like okay, Ready Player One is an example of that. Where it's like you could just pull from other movies and make a movie now, right? Because it's its own universe, and I feel like that is what is happening too, where you would have
why you
like
stop and
the
pause and name that movie like it's a big movie or something.
like the perception of I would say women, right? Like how a lot of guys feel like I've spoken to a lot of guys about this, and like a lot of guys feel like the majority of women like just hoeing down the place, right? And I would say that at least to my knowledge, that is like the percentage isn't as high, at least in
Yeah,
Trinidad and
it
Tobago,
really
that
isn't. It that
that people would
the thing
think it
about
is.
life is just the negative aspects of life get highlighted way more often than the positive
Agreed,
I just
aspects.
always say that. I
agreed,
just
of
always say
course.
that.
agreed. And worse yet on something like social media where it's like And that's what that even affects my empathy point. Why? Okay, look at this, right? Look at this. And this is why I tend to not take on stuff. Ukraine to this day is still in war with Russia. It's been a month and like a week or so, right? And they are still at it. And like majority of the news cycles, like the coverage, unless it's like a mainstream news station, like the coverage of it just fall off the map. Conversations of it fall off the map. And it's not to say that the conflict isn't happening. It's just that people move on from it. And that's why I don't show empathy to a lot of things that like
You don't
I
understand.
I
Cause you don't understand is that you don't understand the hype or something. You understand what I'm saying? That only a media. The media is for hype.
Yeah.
It's literally not them don't care. They gotta make money doing something. You don't expect. I try to expect the media outlets talking about Ukraine and everything, but the main media outlets, the biggest ones, what sadly humans just pay most attention to is only for hype, only for like as long as if it don't help their ratings, like people's attention span is be only for so long. Like the war on Ukraine with Russia, bam, it build up, it heat up, then they talk about thing whatever. You know, as long as that the Ukraine president ain't dead or something big gonna happen again, nobody people would not talk about it again. Like that's how it is. Like it has some people like during throughout that whole crisis thing, right? Same thing, like during all the hype. You know that people against feeling sorry for them for real. Like that people like that saying that them same Ukrainian like they're sharing our videos. How them same Ukrainians racist. They don't want no black people to go on train. No kind of thing. People was literally bringing up how racist Ukraine is while them getting bombed up on things. Like eh, you understand what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I don't know. You really don't know. It's like people literally getting bum up. They bring up racism. You understand? Albeit they really may be racist. You understand? Maybe you're seeing videos all the time. They may be racist. You understand? Nobody never know. Nobody not saying that, but like the fact that all this being brought to light while people dying is crazy. It's actually crazy. That
it's
was
just for
really
conversational purposes, and that's why
yeah, it's really all
uh,
for publicity. Like people really stop talking about Ukraine. Like Ukraine's still not going through what they're going through. Unless the president dead or something else big happen, there, there's gonna be a whole like
mm,
people don't care again. You understand what I'm saying?
mm.
And until the next thing come, what Will
Like,
Smith slap a man across the face on Oscars. That get big up. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody care about Ukraine. A man get slapped.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
no,
think.
but like
Man,
Russia,
guess that.
Ukraine is only viewed at as something major because of the parties at play. Because when and
Exactly.
people wouldn't okay, I
Countries
might
right
make a
right
slight
now
conspiracy
small
theory
countries
thing
as
here,
they
right?
speak. Right now small
Right, I was
countries
not
as they
about to
speak.
say,
Right in
yeah.
one thing and nobody don't know.
No, because of the powers at play, because um the reality is because money not involved, people is be like, oh no, it's humanitarian. No, it's not that.
Yeah,
Because look at how
Russia
much
a
other
powerhouse country.
no. Look at how much NATO countries open their borders for Ukraine citizens to come in. But when Morocco shut down its borders completely from North Africans who migrate through like Spain and stuff to get into the UK. Um, when I can't remember the Middle Eastern country. I really can't remember the name. If it come back to my thing. But when they was going through like their conflicts and stuff, the UK borders like they was really strict on how much people could come in. But because Ukraine there's a benefit to like Ukraine joining NATO, it's like yeah, we'll take as much as possible. And that's like so many incentives and like motivations I look at. And that's why really, I can't really pick sides in certain conflicts in the world because like once you get educated about a lot of the conflicts, you tend to realize that like things not like black and white. Like I'm positive
Nothing
like a
on
lot
that.
of people don't know that the main reason why Russia is making like such ridiculous moves and such
People don't know why. Yeah,
aggressive
people
moves.
don't know why. They just mad it happen.
Yeah,
Don't know why it happening. They're
because
vexed happening.
on the flip side, it's like you either make those kind of aggressive moves or your country legit is going to just get flipped into a Venezuela in the West. Like
Venezuela,
Russia will
East.
legit become like that because Ukraine has so much natural resources and stuff that Ukraine could now fully void of Russia as being like the number one oil and gas supplier for the European Union and other Europe countries like across the continent, so that they would no longer need Russia's support for anything, and then they could continue to like put um harsh restrictions on like Russia as a country, and then he could then use that to like influence, like political influence and those things. So like all these things just come into play, and like I feel like a lot of people don't really acknowledge it when they're having these types of conversations. It's just like fuel and emotion and those types of things. So that's why I
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
those
Mm,
conversations.
mm,
Yeah.
Now I have a female inside the chat, right? So this boy Francis, right? He was talking about how like because he trying to work on self development, right? Within
Mhm.
meals, right? And
Why you
he
pick a
say
toxic female though?
what?
You pick a toxic female, but okay.
Remember you say
Yes,
that.
so anyway, so
Your song
those
toxic.
are his words and not ours. All right.
so he began to talk about like self development in males, right? Right? Things
Mm-hmm.
are like wait was I think it was social acceptance or something.
Yeah, like just
so
no, yeah, I'd ask like was one of the problems that like males face and those things, and that was
Right,
one, the whole
right. So
social
he was like
acceptance,
right.
how
So he
they're
was like,
viewed.
men thing with social acceptance. He believed that girls have it well off in
Easier.
that department.
Yeah,
In that department.
at this age bracket, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
In that department based on social like society accepts females more than males in that department when it comes to accepting them. So like what is your take on that?
And make sure you address it to like our age group, right? Our age category. Because I do believe it
Yeah,
flips
but
after a
check
while.
it out, like what you give me is wide. Like if it's like school or something, like you have to give me some topics I could talk about it.
Mm. Well, that's why the age group there, because the age group most likely will be like from, I would say, from around 15 to
She
like,
don't want a scenario like she a
well, yeah,
scenario.
just all right.
So
So
you
like
can,
from
like, I understand the age group, but you can like break it up first. Well, for me,
right, so like
Break it up.
social acceptance and validation, just like how you view from like everyone else perspective. Like women in general in that age bracket tend to be like viewed at like higher than or like more valuable than guys.
valuable.
Yeah, and the reason why I use the term valuable is like if you're looking at it from like a guy looking to be with a girl type perspective, like the
Huh.
woman of herself is like no genuinely valuable. And
the
not only that too, but
the
That's
wait,
it.
wait,
like
wait,
I
hold
don't
on,
think
wait.
hold
you
on,
should be with a no, yeah, sure.
hold on,
I don't think you
because I
should talk
feel like you're
about
going.
like a guy being with a girl because if a girl had sex with one boy or whatever, we could basically be labeled as going through whatever. But y'all could be with like set of people. 27 could be on the body count. We could pass one and we done day. That's the rumors don't start.
I mean, I wouldn't say you're
You
done
don't
yet, boy.
understand
Yeah.
with that particular statement, you don't understand who is be saying them things. It's men that be telling other men that they're wet if they're sleeping with other people, right? With more than one person. And it's
No,
men that
no,
be
no,
telling
no,
other
Could
no,
men
never
that the girl
no,
them
understand
is
no,
want
why
right?
sleeping with
It's
other
the
people
only
is
men saying
success.
that from
no, no,
women.
no, no,
Never.
Like
no. I could clearly explain that, and that is why I said it is switch, right? And that is what I meant by like a lot of things. Is which your point is like women just like have like their peak higher and shit, and like men will be like at the low, and then which your point is like the men is like just like pass the woman, and like the woman is like tip off like either plateau or like just drop. Especially like if the woman like loses a lot of like her attractiveness, like instantly social value just drops. But no, it is what it is. That's what it is. But like from
stop describing women as items,
oh
Francis.
I feel
from like
we should
Stop
put a
talking
this.
like the whole topic
disclaimer.
like sexual
Should put a
penetration and
disclaimer
stuff.
stating
Um
that how Francis is now
I
misogynist,
thought
you know?
this is not
Cause
trying to get this is not trying to get
no,
cancelled.
no.
Bro, we
Yeah,
need a long
Finish
disclaimer.
your
I just
point.
need an
Let
analysis.
me
this,
finish your point. Let me
cause
finish your point. Right?
this whole
From a
thing,
like
this man just
from the
attacking
CHA
the woman
standpoint,
and
right?
then, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm not attacking. I'm just like just showing like the differences,
Yeah,
right?
but
Nah,
no
you're not
offense
attacking, you're not attacking.
Not
to
all
that.
women.
No offense to that, Francis, but you always on the quick age and girl. But I feel like girls understand the more importance of sex. Like, I'm not gonna say like, okay, let me just be straight. Like, I feel like we have more to protect.
Yeah,
We
maybe I'm
we
more at
we
stake.
get it. Well, you're
Yeah,
given.
agreed.
Yeah, no, we have
Yeah,
more to
totally
protect.
agreed.
Like,
That's a point
we have
I
great
legit
too.
totally agree with. I would say that a woman in her youth, like her youthful years, have way more to protect than a guy in his youth. Because majority of guys in their youth at that point in time, they really have nothing to lose. Majority of guys either now coming out of school, they're working like a minimum paying job, and they're living with their parents. Still, they don't have much to lose. Like the
Yeah, they
most
don't
they
really
could
have
lose
much life.
is like the future of their life if they happen to get like pregnant, for example, get somebody get child
Get
pregnant.
someone pregnant.
Whereas,
You know, it's funny. You're saying that, but
just no,
when you want to
just
get
no,
pregnant,
just no, right?
That's
Because
his point.
when hold on, right?
That's his
Because
point.
if as a guy you get a girl pregnant, then you are not responsible for the child. But here's where the flip side comes in. And I would say like you guys have like way more to lose, at least in all the youthful years, right? Um, if you decide to like go and explore certain things and you sexually active, heck, if you don't necessarily have to be sexually active, but let's just say you're sexually active with like five guys, six guys or so, like it's very easy for like a woman to like get that kind of title of like being like tainted and like
you
guys
know, it's
not being
funny.
attracted to her.
You know, it's funny
Um,
too with like the society now.
is
Like, if you're
mm-hmm.
virgin at like let's say like 20, I think people can be like that's kind of weird. But if you lose early, it's still kind of weird and it's harsh on girls and boys because I would like never understand that. Like they would expect us to lose like 17, 18 around there, even though like girls later,
Wait,
but they
wait.
expect us to by that time. And like some people don't, some people do. If you lose like 16 whatever, they judge you. If you do, if you don't, they still judge you, which is real weird. Like for
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
boys,
think it's
but
like a
it's
double-edged
weird.
sword for women though, and it's like a win-win where like guys, I wouldn't say all guys is win, but the guys are actually jamming and are actively out there. They just win
You
because I could tell you from my personal experience, I will never go with a girl that that I know would give it up like really, really easy. Especially like if I had got to know
Wait.
easy,
Yeah, but
or
you
like I
understand
know
that?
Chad.
You'll say that. You'll say that. Yeah, but if you're when you it starts to bite or whatever, you'll go. You'll look for the easiest thing
Nah,
because
nah,
the thing is,
trust,
Not a
actually,
bite.
no,
trust.
wait.
uh,
The thing is, like, girls are holding on boys. I'm telling you, girls are holding on
Mhm.
boys. But we just like because of society, we have to compress that feeling and just have to rock back. We can't do anything about it.
You know what
Yeah,
else
it's a
we are to
different thing.
suppress?
People talking.
A physical body part we are to suppress in society, right?
Oh my god. But
I
he,
love fun, I love.
but I would say that guys, like when a girl gives it up, like like the whole modern day societies thing where like like women who genuinely want to like be more sexually active and stuff out there. I find like it is a double-edged sword for them because it's like the guys who jam in you, the guys who having sex with you, if they don't get you pregnant, they bounce in libraries. Like majority of these guys just wanna hit and dip and they not going
Smash
back with
and
you.
grab.
And I'm being very honest about that too. And it might sound harsh
Hit
that
and run.
if a girl give it up like extremely easy, right, to me,
Chuck
right,
and
I'm not
push.
doubting that she's going to give it up extremely easy to like other guys, especially if she has like
Yep.
a pass on those things. I am not going to like get
Well,
myself.
to play devil's advocate, what if she give it up easy because it's you? Like
Exactly.
she had
That's
that
a
kind of
different situation.
infatuation
Yeah,
for you.
that's a
You
different
understand?
situation.
What if after you press it and dash, she just sit, pull up in she corner.
Cause like if like I trust you and we like good like I feel like a sex well let me talk for me like a sex attraction might come on and it's you. I don't mind.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But you're
Right,
willing to
but
stay with this guy
the
that you're
answer
saying is
to
you?
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Let
go
me
ahead.
finish
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
promo. Right. Um. Yeah. So like, in your scenario, Cody, like I think the in your absence was like required for her to like change number. You understand? Because now that she gave it up easy and you leave, you understand? Regardless, because it was you number, right? Now she feel like everybody gonna do this, right? So she's gonna become like more controlled. You understand? Or over it. You understand?
So
Basically, the
that's
box
why I said I was
ganga
saying it's
ganga
like
chin. You understand?
I'm saying like yeah, that was saying like it was literally because of you like she find this attraction towards you, and that is why she give it up so fast, so easy or whatever. But then after no, you leave now. Basically leave a hole in she heart, right? Then the next man I looks for he now because he when he was thinking that how it was easy to get, she know she block up because he's
She
not you.
upgrade the
You understand
security.
what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so like yeah. So what happened then? What happened then? Or it was she gave it up because it's saying that's why you don't want to be with somebody. You just give it up so easy. Why would she give it up easy just because of the person? I know she mentality. Well, you know.
Right, and that is all right. So I can speak for myself, right? Majority of times
Mm.
I just make my intentions very clear. Like I don't want any long-term relationships, at least not right now, because I'm not in a
That's really
position.
good.
I'm not in
No,
a
that
position.
doesn't long term, as in like you make your intentions clear. That's
You're
really
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll make my intentions like straightforward that like I don't want
Toxic.
like any long term really well I shouldn't say I say in long term because in our society we are short term relationships. But for me it shouldn't be like that, right? Like in our ideal situation it shouldn't be like that. And
Mm.
if my intentions extremely clear, so you know why I'm there and you give it up, then I don't care if it's me. I know that other guys to get through because I know where I'm at in life, right? And
clear.
I know that I could I'm probably more valuable than the average
Okay,
individual.
but
However,
but no, my
What he's
question is like
saying
you're
don't make
talking
sense,
about
you know.
just now. You
how
talk
no
like it doesn't because yeah, you might not want to be in a long term relationship, right? My question is if you ask me like attractive ever to each other, right? You all never hear about friends with benefits,
Mm-hmm.
like, and there could be limits with it. Like, okay, I didn't hear me and you nothing, but I jamming you and you jamming me.
No, but
Nobody else.
the thing with that thing with friends with benefits, right?
I
women
mean,
What if
yeah,
value
one
is
of
so
us
more
give
than
it up
actually,
another
anyway?
dimension
He's
of
just
man value,
feelings, but but
That's one thing that a lot of people are, and partly like things like the feminist movements and like all these other different things don't really admit is that, or don't really make young girls and young women aware of, is that you being sexually active is great for them, boost their male validation, as like what Cody was talking about, where it's like, hey, I have X amounts of bodies and those things, right? Whereas for women now is like your value diminishes because majority, at least the average guy would not want a woman with like basically a rap sheet, sorry, like buddies and guys that she
let me
was
ask you a
with.
Okay,
question.
like
hold
Just
on,
now,
hold on,
let me ask
hold
you a
on,
question. If you
hold
were
oh
to
on.
god,
deal,
we
right?
were talking.
If you were to deal, what
Calm.
is the like what amount of bodies you be okay with, like for you to have?
All right,
I
so
think
it
all
depends.
boys should answer this.
All right, but for me, at least, it definitely depends on age, right?
Our age,
So
our age, our age.
all right, so for our age, like, you either had to be like a virgin or had like a one or two kingdoms. Because I no no no,
Wow.
and you wouldn't understand till you meet some of the girls
Yes,
that
Yo,
the
I know.
actual is a
A
real
lot
thing, you
of
know. Talk
a
about
lot
No,
one.
of
I
my
think I
friends,
will actually go down the list and ask every single one of you.
a lot of my
That's
friends that I
crazy.
know, I was telling them this before we started recording. I have a friend, right? Like a friend, like the same friends with benefits thing you're talking about. And I know, like offhand, like from what she says, is like 7 guys, and she's 20. She's
Okay.
20. That's crazy. That's crazy
But if
because
it was
that's telling
yours,
me your
if it
trajectory.
was
That is
yours,
telling me
you
your
would have to sit
trajectory.
down and take that.
It is what it is. The reality, it is what it is. Right?
Well,
It
guess
is
what?
what it
Reality
is.
changing.
Is what it is.
Reality changing
No,
and
it
girls
doesn't
have
mean
to
it
the
have
same
to change
amount.
it. It doesn't
And
mean it
if
have
you
to
I
don't
mean,
want
change
to
I
be
mean,
with
I mean,
it,
hold on,
don't
hold
have
on,
to
hold
change
on, hold
preference.
on. I
We
could
don't have
I
to
could
change
defend it a
preferences.
little bit
We
too,
don't
like
have to change preferences.
because
No.
the dynamics in the bedroom is slightly different. You understand? Understand? Like,
Exactly.
what?
I
Exactly.
just say it. I just
Mm.
say it. No, it is. It is. Who's expected to take charge? Let's be real. Who's
Exactly
expected
the
to take charge?
guy. The guy. And not only that too, but the woman
It,
is receiving. Mm.
wait,
And worse
wait,
yet, she's
wait,
receiving with her
wait,
organ that can
wait,
take damage, dog.
wait.
Fucking toxic.
I
And
give
there's
him
some
money. I'll
now,
be showing
and
him.
there's some now it's hanging
Dog,
on.
what?
Like, you must accept
See
that.
these
No.
men
Dog,
these men are
I
promoting the
so
patriarchy right
confused.
now. No, but listen to this, right? Listen to what I said, right? So this is my personal opinion. My like I tell you, first of all, that I was saying, right? That I was saying, right?
He just
That
stopped? Or is it
this
just me?
one, if you have
Hello?
a master key that
Cody is
unlock
speaking.
any lock
Let's
better
unlock
than
any
a
lock.
lock
Guys,
that can open with any
exactly.
key. You
Agreed.
understand?
Mhm.
That is what
Agreed.
they did say, right? I don't agree. Listen to me. I never say I agree with thing. I just saying what he's saying is right.
Cody, no. Okay,
So
so
me personally,
you
listen,
don't agree.
no, listen to what I say. Me personally, it's not about the amount of body, but the time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if in a 10 year, if in a 10 year span, right, I give her 5 to 10 bodies, right? A 10 year span, she have 5 to 10 bodies, right? Normal. But if in that same 10 year span, she had sex with like 30 something men. You understand?
Crazy.
You
Mm.
can't blame me. You can't blame me
For
as a
not
man.
wanting
You
the
understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? To be
Sure, you
like
would want to be
to
with
be,
a girl that's been with 10 different men in the span of
I
10
think
years, that she's botched
no,
10
because
I
yeah,
think you
relationships.
make
yeah,
a
as I was saying, like
comparison and comparison to the two.
the time frame I'm saying is like
I mean, not all of them need to be
you don't
relation.
understand the time frame
It's
because it's
funny,
like
but like we have to accept you with like freaking 52 bodies, and that's the
no,
worst
like
part.
No,
this
You
what
don't
right. I
have
you
was saying
to.
have
this
to
is what you don't
accept
You
that
don't
understand.
have
too.
to.
It's
It's a
the
A
choice.
same.
10 year a
It's the
10 year
same
gap
with
with a
it.
10 year gap having sex with 10 people it allowable in the sense that like because like we could do it on average one person a year. You understand what I'm saying? Like because like I said, people have short term relationships. People
And
have
then
people have like flings and things, you understand. But if I that's how I looking at it, right? A person having sex with 10 people in a 10 year gap compared to a person having sex with 30 something people in a 10 year gap, right? Safer to me. You
Hmm.
understand? Because like I tell you, that have
Honestly, nothing safe to
STDs
me
and
because
everything. You understand what I
that's the
say?
thing.
Exactly.
That's
I
the
No,
thing.
have
but like
Yeah, but
I
see,
have
I know people, right, who
I
have
have
STD,
better sense of
and it's just
no, but
security.
the
like,
thing is like
Nobody thinks I
sorry
have
to
a
you,
better on estimate, I have a better sense of security going with a person, right? That jam least time in the same time frame. You understand what I'm saying? I have the sense like because like people like as Francis said that person, the same person who jam 30 something times in the same 10 year time frame, that could them ideology could be like them just want to jam people think. If I want why would I go with somebody who just wants to do that? You understand what I'm saying? So that
yeah, but let me
I
ask
will
you a
quicker
question, right?
like
Let me
dodge
ask you a
that
question.
person and then go the next
No,
person.
let me ask you a question. Like where they say whatever. Let's say 32, you settle down, but the space are real bodies. But the person
Mhm.
change.
So you must play Captain Favor, who I hate when women use this example. I hate
No,
when
but
women use this
wait,
example. It's like
hold on,
you
man.
hold
Hold
around the
on,
place for your entire 20s, and now you just want to throw some buzzer beater, and this
hold
nigga must catch his ball
Yeah,
and
that's
be
true,
like,
that's
yeah,
true.
let me
Or you
face
ever see
you.
the meme? Or you ever see the meme with the nerd boy get passed by the girl, and then after later when she come back pregnant and asking him to
Yeah.
take care of she? Right, that is
on,
basically
let
what
me
you were
hold
explaining
on,
already.
hold on.
Girls
So
have
Oh,
wait,
this thing where they have to go through a thug and with phase, right?
yeah,
And then after they want to find a nice guy after the man who she and
yeah.
all kind of thing.
Because there was
They wanna settle down
stability.
with a nice guy. They want this nice guy
so
to
me,
take care of she.
Well,
Yeah,
oh,
but
so
you
me,
don't
hold on, man.
understand
yeah,
though.
you
Me,
say I
hold
don't
on,
want
hold on,
instability. Eh?
hold on,
Oh,
right?
you
So
don't want it.
Loki, at this age though. Okay.
hold on, right?
I'm
So
talking
the
just
time
one
frame,
point. Like at this age, like be real low. As I'm talking about for a girl, you have two options, technically speaking. You either whore around now or you settle yourself, right? But
right?
let's say I know for myself like 20s, okay, it can be a hot girl summer with freaking a man.
Uh-huh.
But the thing
Uh-huh.
is, but I'm telling you, like, for my 20s, I want to live my life. I'm not gonna like play around. I want to live my life. And yeah, I might meet people along the way. And if things happen, things happen. But
Yeah, she's
people
something
guys
to
for
me, yeah.
that. If I
but
say,
what?
okay,
Wait.
No. I felt it. To me, I watching this thing right now. That's thing, please. To me, that sound like so much crap.
Mm.
Like what? You know what? Like we have two options in life. who are wrong or
As a girl,
settle.
like
What?
move.
No,
That's
like
like
it's
Every
a
how
time
As
it's
a
as
girls.
a
girl.
girl, from my sexual thing, and that is, I
When
understand what
this
you're
whole
saying.
hot girl summer thing start, not with that generation. Let me
Yeah,
ask you something. Your
with
mother went through a hot girl generation, and you would have be fine
no.
with that?
no, but
You
anyway,
would have
right?
be fine with
I
that?
was
So
trying to,
No.
I was trying to
You'd
go
have
back
feel
to your
embarrassed.
statement, right?
That is
Yeah,
what
you
would have
say
gone.
that
You would have feel embarrassed
you say that
if
over
you
the
say
same
your mother
time
went
frame,
through that.
right? Somebody
Agreed.
at 32 want to settle down, right? Wait a minute, time frame with the 30 something, but isn't it
No,
10
no,
years?
it don't
no,
have.
she
It
talking
don't
about
necessarily have to have. Actually, yes,
she
it don't have to
talking
have
about
huge number, but it's she talking
no
about
no
though.
no no she talking about say use a it's a girl, right? Save up herself till
Mm-hmm.
she's like think and she meet a man, right? Right, but he have
Mm-hmm.
like 32 plus buddies, but he's changed. What what should the girl do? She trying to
And that's
like
why I
think.
use Captain
Oh, but
Saver,
he
who
changed.
Yeah,
and
he
guys,
changed.
that is legit what is caused a lot of men tend up getting horn. Because what would happen is that the guy would offer the stability that the boys she was effing around with in her 20s couldn't give her, but that doesn't mean they had to offer things like sex. And because she gets so accustomed to sex, because 30 something buddies is a
So
real sex when you think
the
about it.
man have to the somebody's.
It,
So
it
in this
is the same,
situation,
it
the
is
guy
the
flip.
same scenario, but it switches gen, right?
Mm,
Okay.
Switches.
But,
I can't
So
stop
it's
myself.
like
what she was saying that
That's-
how the females have two options, either become a hoe or what? That's
she
a
was saying girls. I was like, that crap for any gender. What you talking about?
No,
Like,
I will say
you
become a
become
whole
a
I feel like
hoe
live your life.
or
I'll
something.
say live your life or settle. Like at this age, I think that's what like our two things on. Cause like
Living your
live
for
your
life
me,
don't
life.
means who in a wrong though.
okay, I'm just
oh.
gonna say live your life because at the end of the day,
But
like
Cody,
I
let's
just
be
talk
real.
about me and
That's what
my
I
What do you
friends,
mean
mean.
by
right?
settle in life?
So
What do you
like
mean by
That's
settle
what
in
it
I
life?
just
means,
talk
cause
about me and
like,
my friends, right?
cause
All
there's
of my
things
friends are
small things.
bi, female friends, and these bi girls who I'm friends with, they're not settling at all. They literally want
I
to live their life.
sorry, I sorry, I do, I sorry, I can't. I don't know that. I get with that kind of mentality. Talking about
Settle
like,
in what
She
term?
like
she
you
have a point to a
just
certain
go around
degree.
and then after
I
come to
think
set
they
like
have
I don't know, but
three.
I just
What
Yeah,
you mean by settle down?
settle in what term?
You mean like get a
Like
like she
boyfriend and
stop
then
go
you
get a
around.
will
boy
go
stop.
around to she what she mean
I
by
don't.
is you get a boyfriend and you just be in a relationship until marriage,
Like
that what you
it
mean?
was like a long distance relationship, or like you're serious about yourself. Like you're just be
So
serious
you're
about
settling
yourself.
down as in you not for a relationship, that's what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it have three options then.
It's
Because you could either who around, you could settle down by yourself, or you could settle down with somebody and
Okay.
just be in a relationship.
What options are they talking
what?
about?
Relationship hard boy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, but you gain on like if people
What?
you gain on like if don't have girls going around right now. It have that option. They just choose that option.
Majority, not majority, but a large chunk chooses the option.
I won't say it's an option. They just want to do that, I
Right,
guess.
Yeah.
and it's a person's right not to go with somebody like that. That's what I'm
Agreed.
saying. That's why it shouldn't be an option because
Yes,
it's
but you
your
understand,
right.
son? That's funny
That's
though, because
why I
like
don't understand what
no,
it
no,
mean by
let me
the
explain that to
option.
fully, yeah. Because the thing is, you might say that's a person, right? But let's say you like a real like a girl, like you sympathy, you know thing, right?
Something is
But you
strange.
want her to change. Like you have men like that. You have men who know the girl going around people there, but he wants her to change for him or whatever.
She would not come wrong me.
But
Exactly.
then,
She would not come
You
wrong
know what's
me.
exactly.
funny is how these conversations is flow when it's like
Wait,
a
oh
woman
my
talking about like
god.
guy
Oh,
standards.
what?
Because
What?
when it have many girls I talk to, it's like a guy will hit all the boxes like personality, yeah, he real funny, da 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 da. And it's like, well, one of my requirements is that I don't date red men. And then she see the man red and it's like, nah, I real good. I real good.
Thing is a deal breaker though. Every small little thing is a deal breaker.
You can't
Like
make a man
ignore it.
preference.
The fact
You
that a
can't make
relationship is all about give and take, right? Every little
True.
thing is a deal breaker.
like
No,
this.
but
What we saying, right?
that's a girl. Like
That's we saying, and
I
that's
know
why
what
that
I want in somebody boy chat, right?
that's why there's a serious
That
double
skin
standard.
man, that skin thing. I don't
Wait,
play.
wait,
I
wait,
just around
wait.
that fire
And that's
one.
why there's a serious
We're
double
not
Oh
going
standard.
back
my god.
Because
ever
it could
again.
be like
Yeah, but to me that you're doing this
Stereotyping.
same thing men does do it. You're doing the same thing other men does
no,
do it.
like
Peace.
No,
An entire
the thing
race
is,
by
I
just
have no
by just one
problem.
man.
Do yeah,
Agree.
I have no problem with somebody boy child saying she's not my type. Like I'm not going to like because girls cause
exactly,
of
and
feminist. No, girls is called.
exactly.
He must be 6 foot tall. He must have good parents. He have the background. He must own this. He must own that. Like he can't be like with this type of people. His fans can't be like I. Unlike girls, I know girls do that. And if a boy do that, I honestly don't mind.
That what I'm saying is it like the fact. That's why I'm saying is that
Like I'm just double
that's
standard.
one of the worst double standard.
I
The
I
fact
do
that
not
people
double.
can have a
Somebody knows
preference.
that.
The fact that people can have a preference, but then vex when somebody else have a preference is
Oh,
retarded to me. How you could turn her? How you could say that? How you are 6 man who making 600,000, who whatever, right? But then I turn around and I'm gonna tell you that how you rather dark skin girl than you, and you vex. It don't work so. It don't work
that's
so.
honestly true. Like I honestly won't get
It
vexed.
don't work so. How you could have your preference but vex when the man have his preference? It don't work so. And that's why that's one of the worst double standards. Have your preference and then hush him out. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You can't vex with somebody else not liking you. Like what? Like that one of the most selfish things I ever seen somebody. Like you vex somebody don't like you. Like what?
That's facts because that's crazy. Like and then if I like this in somebody else, why somebody else can like something in somebody else?
Exactly. Exactly. I have no problem with girls saying they were a 6 foot man. They were whoever in a man, right? I have no problem with a girl saying. But
Just
then
know when
don't
the
turn
boys
around.
come
But
around
then
and
don't
say
turn around and
like
call the man
exactly like if the
racist.
boys say I have a girl who like I'm giving an example like I'm telling you as a girl I find this is like a very common example to boys. I like a light skinned girl with curly hair. I can't
Hmm.
get vexed.
I mean, I not really my Frank's way, but you understand? You understand? But you still can't get vexed. You understand what I'm saying? But then after turn around, calling you racist, calling you sexist, you see, all of a sudden body shame is a thing. You literally say you are a man with a height requirement that men can't control, with a prick requirement that men can't control, but we body shame with something that you could control. What? What?
Yeah, because like, if I turn around and say like no offense, like I have somebody fit or whatever, or dog, this is something people might get vexed. No offense to if you're part of that race right now. Cause I at the end of my mom's mix, but if I
I
don't
thought that
prefer
racist.
Indian
That's
men,
that sounds
I
crazy.
do. If I do not prefer Indian men, I do not prefer Indian men. Just leave me alone. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Lie,
I thought that
lie.
race is crazy. But you
It
know why
makes
Indian
sense
No,
with
man
the
be
skin,
you,
man.
you, you know much
let
land
me
nine?
tell you why. That's it. I got a some reason.
Boy, still him crawling in the grave, boy.
Let me list some reasons. The reasons I don't like
Yo,
Indian men. No, I'm not
I know
bashing.
much no
I'm
race.
just saying like this is
Yeah,
a
You
fact
say
that
it ironic that a
I've
man
always
named
seen.
Salim is just
the
a
No, this
white
is
lady
a
man.
come
fact
and say
I've
she
always
basically
seen.
do like Indian
Indian
man.
yeah,
men,
she did, like,
we are fighting for land, drinking too much rum, or you love your mother too much.
Alright, we,
And
we
yeah,
I
but
can't go.
stereotyping
wait,
people,
wait, yeah,
we
stereotyping. Not
stereotyping.
all Indians like that.
We
Don't say
I
stereotyping,
am
we
the
anything. I
stereotyping.
perfect
haven't never met
example.
Huh?
I don't
anything
drink,
like
I
that.
don't smoke, I don't wheel cutlass, I don't
You
do
back?
none of that.
He do weird
We
cutlass.
stereotype. Yeah, you
Then
see we
shut
have
up,
a
bro.
fellow person of East Indian descent inside here. We
Yes,
don't not
yes.
we're not racist. We're
And
not racist, you two, we're
and
not racist.
yes, I
What you say?
black. And I black and I do pick cotton, you see? We're not racist, nobody racist. You know?
No
Yeah, but
Hennessy.
friends we run to the bush.
Take your
Oh
time
my
now, though. Take
god.
your time. You see, we come to spread love and positivity, but the woman
All
always had it, you know?
positivity. Let them know, let them know.
That's a bit what we talk about. Like girls can have beef with girls forever, but boys have a beef that's it don't even
We
And
just laugh
that,
like
it
that, is,
off.
it's
that, is, that is based on emotions too. Like I don't know what it's by. I don't know, like certain men they just cough it out and be good, like for real, like just cough it out.
Laugh it
yeah,
off.
but
Just
girls
laugh
People
can
it
be
off.
fighting because we gonna be known as ghetto.
like complete strangers, that's literally like
Oh,
complete strangers can be
oh,
like
how,
like them
how,
can have some
how,
kind of beef.
how
They
do?
cough it out and then never see each other the next day.
How do?
Like that is how it is.
If I were you fight a girl for me, I'll ask you to fight a girl for me since I do last for me and I'll be. So, you know.
Big
Yeah,
dog, big dog. We,
let's call him
my
when
hand's
your wife
non-discriminatory
and
now,
thing that
boy.
she
It
know
I don't
depends.
find
If it's self-defense, then you know you getting cuffed to face. But other than that,
Way!
that's the only reason. That's the only
yeah,
reason.
that's
To
the
be
I heard
only
honest.
it loud
reason.
and clear. The man say these hands rated E for everyone.
Mhm.
Respectfully. And that is one of the things like that is one of the things like because we born and raised us we grew up saying don't hit women.
You know.
You understand?
But women are quick to fight you know. Ooh,
We grew up
Right,
saying
because
that girls
and
not
is
hit
it
boys.
coming
We
some
back
grew up
girls.
to
saying boys
the
hit
I'm
girls.
emotions?
telling you, some
It is
girls
thing based on
are very
emotion.
quick to raise our hand against
That's why it has some men who is like take slap and thing. Not me, no.
Cheek slap.
women.
Mm.
Boy.
take slap.
And just
Take
be
slap.
taking lash and thing because
Take slap.
Slap.
they grew up with the
On
man
live
chat, don't
television.
hit
Huh?
girls.
You can
My whole primary school life and like probably secondary was like that. Like girls used to blatantly lash boys and literally say boys not supposed to hit girls right after
Yeah.
the lash.
yeah,
That's true. That's
Big
true.
man thing. But like when
You
when you
crazy?
get old and
My
you see
primary
them.
school, I'll cuff out your
No, but
face.
when you get older, you realize that that man try don't really matter again. 'Cause I seen like I said, like you get older, you're watching each other and like boys treating girls like there's man. You understand what I'm saying? Like I
Here's
seen
how
a
it
little
was in
trend.
primary school, right?
I
If
seen
a
a little
girl
trend
hit you
hitting
and
up
you
each
hit
other
she
and
back,
thing.
if a girl hit you and you hit she back,
you're
all the
in
girls go
trouble.
and band together and say you hit she first, you know. Because
But I
the
remember
teachers back
that
then
the
did
primary
not
school
believe a
treatment. Yeah, that
word
the
of
primary
the
school
boys.
treatment.
Right? The teachers back then did not believe a single word of the boys.
Yeah,
Right?
that's how it is. That is how it is. That was the primary school treatment for real, yes.
And
I
it
forget
had
it.
this another thing. We had games uniform, right?
Mm.
Like thing, right? And the pants didn't have belt and thing on it. It's just a
Yeah,
jersey and
boy,
a
we used
pants,
to
right?
get pants and
Then
things.
used to pants we. The moment a boy go back and pants a girl is licks for you.
So I know like big man thing
We
pants
had
was real
sports.
different.
But we
I used
learn
to
Yeah,
have
from that. If
the
you
I
do
used to
pants,
that,
have
you're
on
yeah.
two
strong. So we
different
You
just
know
I
how
used
we
to
still
have
look
on
like a
two
skirt in front and a pants in back? We had that.
yeah. I used to have on two different pants, because pants was dangerous. Pants was dangerous in them times, right? Like I don't know, man. And some men didn't even used to wear underwear. Men
Yo,
getting
that's
pants and
crazy.
everything, you
That's crazy.
What?
Wow.
what?
That's
I
That's
crazy.
more
telling
the
you,
Nah,
parents.
nah.
That's more
I
the
telling you,
parents. But
men get mooned and everything. Young,
Crazy.
that is crazy. Yeah, thanks for Francis coming up and show us how the patriarch just work. And and yeah, we are just some lost men. But
just
like no, I ain't big up my dogs on them.
ja.
We see my thing by Francis by his big to it.
Version 2.
Yeah, Boro. But
We
yes,
my
it's
boy,
it's
I can't give my dogs a shout out. I bought you understand what it is? Or like, I will play again to say so I could show on them that
I just
Francis
I
don't
just
care
get
what all
bored.
of them.
No.
Understand
And
what
just
I
stop
see?
the recording, right?
Because
No, it's still recording.
I trying to give my dogs a little shout out and you balling. I bought. I
So
never seen one.
how will this normally
Anyways,
wrap it up though?
shout out the V2 podcast. Huh?
King, I doubt he could cut that. That would sound so weird in a cut.
No,
But
they could do a separate recording.
okay.
Yeah, we just yeah. Nobody don't care what the ending by. We go on. Bush.